Continuing with the build out of the Hairlocks website, the next thing that I've created an issue for is to remove the unused elements from the Bootstrap template. When you get the Bootstrap template, it has things in there that is considered to be like a starting point. The template is not going to be exactly what you always needed to have. In this particular case, because this is a single page website that would actually take you to a different website, is more so a storefront, kind of like the outside of the building. And then once you get to the building, you can then go in, and which will be the equivalent of clicking the link, which will then take you to the actual full setup store that is hosted on another platform that I'm not going to be directly responsible for. Now on this particular page, a couple of things that I don't need or will not be needing is this search functionality here. Now I can utilize this in a later setup or configuration where this search will actually do a search on the website where the e-commerce solution will be hosted on, but for right now that is not needed. So what I'm going to do is to go ahead and jump into the code. And if this is your first time here, my name is Kenny and I do all kinds of things related to tech, including building websites like this video that you're seeing. So please be sure to subscribe if you are interested in this type of content. Now with the Bootstrap theme, you have this form element here. So what I can do for the sake of simplicity is just comment that out. Now I may need that in the future, but for right now I don't. And as you see, it immediately goes away. Let's see, what else did I have on here? So add company branding to the footer and then also make the copyright year dynamic. All right, so the adding of the company branding is my thing. And so right here by default, and what I'm going to do is to actually put another paragraph tag here. I may reorder this or configure this to be a little bit different in the future, but obviously as a website designer, you will typically see in the bottom that if the website is built by some other company other than the company that the website is for, they put their name at the bottom of it to let you know, hey, I built this. And so I'm going to do the same thing here. So I would say website built by, and then using the anchor tag, href. If I can type correctly, I can get that equal sign in there. And then anytime a link goes to another website, what I do is to have it open in a new tab. And that is more so, while it's not required to be done that way, it is considered to be a best practice or standard practice for doing things in that manner. The other thing I'm going to do is to go ahead and update the style sheet to reflect that the the links or anchor tags are to use the, we'll go with the green, hunter green, so text green color. So what I'm going to do is to do that. And then actually, I'm not going to even do it that way. What I'm going to do is to come here. Well, I want all the text to have the same color. So, and only in the circumstances where they need to be overwritten would they be overwritten. So I'm going to default to all the links to be having a anchor tag. So we'll do a colon hover, a colon visited. There we go. Let's see what else. A colon, I already got hover and visited. All right, so that should be good for that. All right, and so if this refreshes, that link has now changed from the default of blue to the darker green. So you can still read it. And if any links are on this page here, they will also show up in the darker green with the underline. And I may want to add that as well. So let's do this. So I'm going to copy that and then we'll do text decoration, add default to, let's see what other options here. I'm just going to do underline, keep it simple, and that way anytime somebody comes here you don't have to question whether it is a link or not. Now the exception will probably be these buttons here. I'll probably want to there's a way to, if I'm not mistaken, if a just like a not btn or dot btn, I don't know how to, yeah, okay, so that negated that, although that's in an unexpected location. Maybe it should be that, no, okay, so let's look up css exclude or negate. I think it's negate. Not selector. Okay. So then not, yeah. All right. So we do that. So then come back to the styling here and we'll do not.btn. All right. And so come back over here and that did completely the opposite of what I was looking for. Okay, that is not, ironically, what I was looking for. Oh, anything that's not that. Okay, so what I need to do is to do a and then or dot btn or a, let's see, button not dot btn. All right, so let's do an inspect on this and I'm going to click that. So that actually is a button. Okay, so that's not what I want to have happen. So we'll do a not and then see how still not working. Okay. All right, so maybe I don't do the underline on, or maybe the buttons have an underline anyway with it. We'll see. Or I actually change these to actual buttons that include a link internally. I don't know. There's many ways that this could be done to mitigate the issue that is happening here. All right, so that link, wait, did I not go back? I don't think it did. All right, so let's, for now, I'm gonna leave it there and then I'll come back as more of a final video to correct that issue with the link on the buttons, because don't want to have a link there unless it's absolutely necessary, which it shouldn't be. It's a button, right? All right, and so the hover should also not change color. So we'll do text, color is equal to all Fs, which is the equivalent of white. All right, so then when you mouse over, the hover should not, change that to important to force that to do what it does. There we go. All right, so then when you mouse over, that stays the same. And then also, because of this, we'll do an important on that as well. And so then when you mouse over the buttons now, okay, that one's not changing, but the others are. All right, so let's come back here. And it may be because I removed the class off of one, but not the other two. So that one has BTN, this one has BTN secondary. Okay, so, and that's why. So the secondary will make it, when you mouse over, it will highlight like that. Okay, all right, so now that's done. All right, so that addresses that portion of the company branding. So I'm not sure of the official name of the business. So for right now, I'm going to leave the default text here for the company copyright. What I will do though is to also add a code here to make the year dynamic. And the reason being is you don't want to have to come in here every year and do a deployment just to update the date. And so I have in a different project actually the commands to do that. So what I'm gonna do is, instead of trying to figure that out from scratch, I'm gonna just come over here and copy that snippet of code and put it into this particular thing. Now you're probably thinking, wait, you reuse code that you've already typed? Yes, most programmers do this. And if they don't admit to it, well, that's a whole different conversation. But most programmers do this. All right, so I'm going to do copy and come down here. And so the copyright date is here. So for the sake of simplicity, I'm going to comment this right now. So we'll do copyright ampersand copy semicolon company name, and then we'll paste that there. Now, because this is a markdown template, it will process that and then get the current date. And in particular, this particular scenario is getting the current year. So now you have copyright and then the current year. And actually, I think the year needs to go in front of the company name. Company name. All right, and so now copyright with the C, company name, and then the website. Ooh, that is not good. Wonder how I messed that up. I think I messed that up here with the link. All right. Obviously, you got some more styling to do here, so we'll come back to that. And if it's a BTN, a colon BTN, comma a colon BTN dot BTN. Well, a dot BTN. I'm sorry, and then do that there, that there. All right, so now that addresses that. And then since I'm here, let's do text decoration none in that. All right, and I shouldn't need to do the important, but I think I may. All right, and so then that fixes the issue that I was having with the underlining in the buttons. And we also get our text back. All right, so coming back to the issue, so we remove the search box, add the company branding to the footer, and to make the copyright year dynamic. All right, so I'm going to make sure I save that. We'll move that window back down. Now you're probably thinking, wait, you leaving comments in your code? Yes, this site is not finalized at this point. If I ever need to revert back to something, I do have the comments here to which then I can revert back to it. However, before I actually deploy to the productionalized version of this website, the comments do get removed. So this right here will not get deployed to the production website. Obviously, a site that has the fastest load time gets a better SEO ranking, and leaving the comments in here will reduce that because of the fact comments do count as bandwidth that has to go across, and thus makes the site that much slower if you are leaving a bunch of comments in your web pages. All right, that said, that will complete the 3 tasks for this particular item or issue item. If you have any comments or questions about web development or software development or anything else related to tech, feel free to drop those down below. I'll be glad to give you an answer. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to subscribe and follow. Also, give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this content thus far, and come back and watch the next video in the series. Thank you for watching.